Coming to you from the Radio for One studios in Franklin, Michigan. Welcome to the Detroit Cast.
Big fan. Big fan.
A show not just free of charge, but free of FCC regulations.
Thank you for your support of the Detroit Cast.
Oh, there it is.
And without further delay, it's showtime. Please welcome the Detroit Cast. Here are your hosts, Mike and Jay.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Detroit Cast, powered by DealsInTheD.com with Mike and Jay. Shalom, Big E. Jay, how are you, my friend?
Hi, Mike. I'm good.
Hi, Mike.
Hi, Mike.
Hi, Mike. Greatest phone call ever in the background.
Hi, Mike.
How are you? Having a good day?
Oh, yeah.
You're wearing black jeans today. That's new.
I'm not wearing black jeans. Mike, I cheated the system a little bit, I feel like.
You did?
Yeah, I'm very happy about this.
What do we do?
Have you noticed me wearing green pants many times over the last few years?
Sure.
My favorite pair of pants are these green pants.
Okay.
And, dude, you know when you get a pair of pants and you're like, if I could just get, like, 2 more of these?
Yeah.
Well,
yeah,
I was
they're
never able.
Perfect.
I don't shop, and they never came across my desk.
Gross.
And so I just, I never came across these things. But lo and behold, one of those Google things or Bing things, whoever's providing those on the side of your web browser.
Oh, no. They figured out that you loved the green
Dude,
jeans.
It came up that it's Prana brand.
Prada?
Prana.
Oh, I was like, you're buying Prada? Well.
No, I found these things at like REI or Moose Jaw one time. And I'm like, dude, I love these pants. So I'm sure if anybody's met me out in the wild, there's a decent chance I was wearing green pants.
Absolutely.
And so these things, they come up in my Google sidebar thing. Like, holy fuck, are those are those
Those
them?
are my Pranas.
And so I'm investigating, I'm looking, and I can't find anything in my green pants, like what style they are. I just know the size, and I know the brand.
Sure.
So I took a flyer, and nothing like that ever works out for me.
No.
If I order something online, I always send shit back, because I'm like, it doesn't fit right, or it looks stupid, or whatever. It's not what I was thinking. Dude, they came there, the exact replicas of my green pants. So now now I have black ones, and yesterday I wore mud-colored ones. Did you notice those?
I didn't notice
Yeah.
those.
So these are exact replicas of my green pants, but
They look
but black.
fantastic.
Oh,
I got to
thank you.
tell you, can you do a twirl really quick? I mean,
Sure.
I'm not trying to be sexualized. Or You know what? I recognize them. I'm used to seeing them in green.
Yeah.
They look spectacular.
Thank you.
Wow, nice choice. E, did you want to compliment him on his new pants?
They're pants. They
So-
look good, I guess.
They're great though, because I hate shopping, and to find something that's just the exact replica,
Yeah.
I'm like, sweet, I'm good for 3 more years.
You really are that guy, kind of, I don't want to compare you to him, but the guy that started Apple.
Steve Jobs.
Steve Jobs.
Oh,
yeah.
well, thank you, Mike.
You know where Jobs would
Yesterday it
just
was Elon Musk. Today it's Steve Jobs.
I mean in wardrobe sense, because Steve Jobs just had a closet. Was like, you know what? I found a black turtleneck. I fucking love it. I'm going black turtleneck no matter what. Whole closet.
Who amongst us can't identify with that thought process, though? Like, why,
Yeah.
like, who am I trying to impress? Man?
I
Just find some
believe-
comfortable pants.
Yeah.
I believe, Mike, that Einstein as well wore the same clothes every day.
Yeah. Dude, I hate nothing more than getting out of the shower and going, oh, fuck.
Which hoodie do I
now
put on
what?"
today?
Yeah.
See, you can be put into this same category.
Dude,
man.
if I could honestly have like 8 pairs of the same pants
Yeah.
and 8 of
Oh,
the
I've
same
done it. I've done
sweatshirt,
it.
I'm in. I'll do it because it sucks. I hate going through the closet like, oh, this one still sucks. I don't like
I know.
this
I have
one.
green, gray, mud, and black.
Wow.
What else do I need?
Excellent. Well, I'm happy for. I'm glad I noticed. I'm sorry I didn't notice
dude,
It's
yesterday.
weird that you noticed, dude. It's fucking weird.
Who knew there was a story behind that?
Yeah.
I get what you're saying. For one, you're a dad, a husband. You don't need to, you're not out at the scene. But, dude, that sounds so much as dad level now.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh, that's all right.
I'm not
Yeah.
even saying it as a thing. I'm just
I'm okay
saying,
with
though,
that.
it's like, I got green.
Well, they're
just how you
okay
said
pants.
it.
They're not like dad pants, though.
No,
I mean,
not at all.
But you go, I got green, black, mud, and
Got everything I
I'm
need.
good.
I got khaki. I've got dark khaki.
Yeah.
I've got green.
Well, I sort of am like hearkening back to my suit wearing days. There was something very cool about just like, all right, I'll go gray today. I'll go blue today. I'll go brown. Whatever. You just grab one. You didn't have to think about it very much.
Yeah.
And then you just like mixed in a shirt and a tie.
Yeah. No, it's perfect. It's great. You've done that with your haircut for years.
5 on the top, 2 on the sides, 3 to blend.
Yeah,
If anybody's wondering.
Simple, easy, done. I don't have to worry about it.
Boom.
I don't have to go to a salon and have some guy talk you into highlights and
Mike, I have bigger fish to fry.
exactly.
I don't have time for pants and hair. Okay?
Good for you. Good for you. Can I just say right out of the gate? Got a school announcement to make.
Okay.
Russell Simmons, report to the principal's office. Russell Simmons, report to the principal's office.
Ooh.
Oh, Russ.
Down goes Russell Simmons. Yeah, news breaking that he's done. Another chick came out. There was a chick that accused him, and who was the other movie guy?
I know who you're talking
about. Around
the
Weinstein days.
Yep.
Yeah, there was another one that they like tag teamed her, or
Yeah, a couple weeks ago that was coming out.
Yeah,
but
and
today it's official.
Well, another girl has come out, a woman of color, African American, and she's like, this kills me. She was like a guest writer for a magazine. They do that with those columns, guest column written by so and so. And she did one of those today, and it was like detailed this whole night of being around Russell Simmons, and they'd run in similar circles and seen each other at clubs and this and that, and it was always in groups, but whatever. So this night he's like, "Oh, can I give you a ride home?" And she's like, "Sure," and so he's got to drive her SUV or limo or something, and so she gets in, and then she tells the driver like, 19th and 23rd, and Russell just goes, "No."
Oh, Russ.
And she's like, Russ. "Excuse me?" Tells the driver again, 19th and 23rd. "No," Russell says, and then doors lock, windows lock, and we're off to Russell's place.
Oh, man.
And she's like, "Oh, man, this stinks." And so they get to his place, and now we're going to a back elevator, up the elevator. Now the driver's gone. It's just her and Russ, and he just like shuffles her with his body, just kind of shuffles her back into a back bedroom that's dimly lit, not pitch dark, but dark, lights off. And then she's laying on the bed, and then she's like, and he's penetrating me. I'm like, oof, that moved quick. But then she takes a shot too. She's like, yeah, he couldn't keep it going, and he blamed her, which is a ballsy move. He's like, it's fucking your fault, for not being into it as much. And so he's like, get on your belly. And then I guess he was able to work it up, and she claims he didn't finish in her. So I'm assuming it was a back shot or buttock shot or something. So anyway, that story lands, and then Russell comes out, and I got to give him credit. This is a guy that's a billionaire, probably Russell Simmons.
Yeah.
Started Def Jam Records, and brother of Run DMC founder, the other Simmons or whatever, and the fat one, the fatter one is his brother. And so he comes out today and says, "Well, I've been informed with great anguish of Jenny Lunette's recollection about our night together in '91. I know Jenny and her family and have seen her several times over the years since the evening described. While her memory of that evening is very different from mine, it's now clear to me that her feelings of fear and intimidation are real. While I've never been violent, I have been thoughtless and insensitive in some of my relationships over many decades, and I sincerely and humbly apologize. This is a time of great transition. The voices of the voiceless, those who have been hurt or shamed, deserved and need to be heard. As the corridors of power inevitably make their way for a new generation, I didn't want to be a distraction, so I am removing myself from the businesses that I founded. The companies will now be run by a new, diverse generation of extraordinary executives who are moving the culture and consciousness forward. I will convert the Studio for Yogic Science into a not-for-profit center of learning and healing. As for me, I will step aside and commit myself to continuing my personal growth, spiritual learning, and above all, listening."
The purge continues.
Yeah. Took himself out of the game, though. I don't know what more you can say,
Dude, it's a move that, honestly, if I were in that position, you just pulled up the net worth. It's $340 million.
Yeah, he could make that work.
Yeah.
I could do that.
You
yeah.
know?
Yeah, if you were a known creeper, dude, I'm telling you wouldn't hear from me again.
I'm with you, dude.
Social media deleted, phone numbers changed, I'm moving, maybe even out of the country, and it's like, I'm just on an island somewhere.
Dude,
I living out my days.
I got a relatively low number in my head that, any sexual assault type shit aside, I'm out of here. You're never hearing from me again if I hit that number. So, and it's not very high.
What's your number?
I'm not going to say.
We got to be careful not to hit that number. Where's Jay? Oh, fuck, don't tell me
hit the
he
number.
hit his number.
Never hear from me again.
Oh shit, man! The Matt Lauer story is hilarious in some senses, tragic and sad, obviously, painful for a lot of people. I smell a lot of bullshit with this story.
How so, Mike?
Well,
NBC's denial of knowing anything about
totally
the creeper aspect of Matt Lauer.
Yep. There's just I worked in at a pretty powerful morning show on a local level, and I was lucky. I can honestly sit here and say, Drew and Mike were people that never, ever, ever used their power. They could have used it for a lot. They could have gotten away. And I'm not saying they were perfect gentlemen all the time or they weren't doing shit, you know, of course. But there was never a feeling like I demand, never. They were just kind of low-key dudes who wanted to be left alone. They didn't want to owe you anything. And so when someone offers a free car, it was like, nah, man, I'll pay for it. I don't want to owe you something. You know, and so, but I know how easily it would have been for them to be assholes and get away with a lot. And people talk, and people know when you're in that environment, they know. People in the office aren't going to be quiet when the powerful name is doing shit. It trickles down. People, especially with an intern. I mean, it just would. And so these people that are like, oh, my God, I feel so bad for Matt. And, you know, and of course for the victim, you know, I mean, it's good that her. And I'm just like, nah, you guys would have known. You would have. Sorry. I don't know what you do, you know. But I have a feeling these people are watching how other companies react. You know what I mean? Like, we watched how Fox News reacted, and a lot of denials and a lot of fighting, and it's like, well, that didn't work well.
Kicked them in the head on their way down.
Yes,
you know.
And then we watched Charlie Rose go down, and people were like, wow, that was really graceful the way they met that head on right out of the gate. And it's like, ooh, take notes when we have to do our thing on the air. Let's make sure we do that and make sure we highlight the victim. This is about the victim. Blah, blah, blah. And so I have a feeling like these people are getting on camera and saying, you know, I'm not denying that they're friends and they feel bad for Matt, but it looks very planned out to me for some reason. I don't know if you get that vibe.
I don't know. I kind of feel like I feel bad for Hoda and what's her name sitting there and having to do that because
Guthrie.
You do get the sense that they're probably like personal friends with the dude, you know.
Of course.
And moreover, they know he's their meal ticket to a large extent.
Yeah.
You know, it's not the Hoda show; it's Matt Lauer's Today Show.
Yeah.
It really is.
He's the crown jewel of the network for sure.
And so they've got to. That's just got to suck balls for them to get that news. But at the same time, it is hard to believe that you wouldn't at least know the guy's kind of nature, you know? If you don't know the specifics, you at least know he's that way.
Yeah, and I, you know, who knows how much detail people knew. You know, there are people that are coming out going, bullshit. We told executives at NBC, and it fell on deaf ears, quote unquote. It fell on deaf ears. Like, they didn't want to hear it, and they were going to protect their property, their big guy.
Very vague claims of that, though. I don't know. I know this whole story's just coming out right now, but what I've read is they're not identifying people who've said that, and it's just a very they knew, absolutely they knew, and it's not centrally like, no, person X, Y, and Z, these are the accusers, and they definitely went to them in 2003, 4, and 5, and they told them. It's not like that. It's just this vague thing that you and I are discussing right now. Like, dude, you had to know, right?
Yeah. Don't you think, like, even in a profession like yours, which was very, you know, tight and uppity kind of, you know, like, as a lawyer in a firm, if you had one lawyer that was a fucking creep and was you know, out every weekend and was doing this and cheating on his wife, you guys would know, wouldn't you? Don't you think that word would be like, dude, what's up with Carl? He's a fucking weirdo, isn't he?
Yeah.
Every time we go to lunch together, he's leering at the chick's ass, and like, you just would, and they would too.
Well, there's a reason though. Legally, they're taking that stance, right? Because they're liable for their agents' harassment, but they have a defense if they've taken prompt remedial action.
Yeah.
So that's why, you know, when the lawyer marches this accuser in, this former intern, on Monday, and they sit down and they get incontrovertible proof that I think a selfie or something, or maybe she was the dildo one, whatever. They've got proof that he did this and it was clearly inappropriate.
Right.
Then they, you know, spend the next 24 hours digging up more support, talk to him, I'm sure.
What are they trying to do? Find it, like, corroborate this story in any way, see if there's any hole in this?
Yeah, they're doing an investigation, and then what they're doing in firing him is saying in a future lawsuit, look, we took prompt action as soon as we heard of this. We had we had policies in place that said, by all means, come forward and tell us about this stuff. And when we were presented with it, we verified it, and we took really quick, swift action. He was out within 24 hours.
We did the best we could.
And so, therefore, we can't be liable legally for X dollars.
Do you think that's a legal do they have a legal I don't know, whatever to stand on by going, hey, look, man, rumors were abound, but, you know, as celebrities go, people make shit up. They you know, that's gone on forever. There are many celebrities who have you know, some nut job says something to a page 6 in New York, and all of a sudden it's printed, and it's like, dude, I've never met that weirdo in my life.
When it's litigated, and it will be litigated, there will be very careful lines of questionings as to each of these accusers. What did they do with the information? Like, who did they complain to? And why did they sit on this? Or why did they go to person X and not person Y? And what exactly did you tell them? And then what did you do after that? Did you follow up? You know, there's going to be really
don't you think they'll go, when did you had to have heard about this? We you know. And you go, and yes, I imagine they're going to go.
HR will be deposed big time,
and they're going to say, you know what? Yeah, we heard rumors buzzing around like we would at any office, but you know, without any proof. It took this girl coming forward with her phone, going, "Here's my text messages from the Olympics in 2014. Yeah. Here's his dick and face that he sent me later that night." It sounds like that's what's going on. He sent her a dick pic or something, and like text messages that were really inappropriate.
An Anthony Weiner type pic where his it's clear it's him.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, it's very fact-specific, and it's all speculation right now as to what was reported before and all that. But that's how that would go, I mean, they'll deny that they had any actionable proof that required action at that point in time. And only when they got it did they act.
Did they move?
Look how swiftly we acted on their behalf, the women's behalf.
Do you know, and you might not know the answer, I'm just asking because you might, but is there a responsibility of a company if there are just like whispers in a building or rumors that someone's doing this, is there a responsibility on a company to at least look into that, or is it like, until someone comes to us with an actual complaint, that's not our business?
Well, it depends on how neat and tidy you want things to be during the ensuing litigation. You want to have documented that you did everything that you could to inform people not to act in certain ways and inform people of policies and make sure that they understand what harassment is and so forth. So yeah, you can bury your head, but you're not putting yourself in a good position down the line.
You know, some of the details, and we knew this was coming, and there will be more, and there will be more girls coming forward. It was kind of a race to print yesterday when news broke that Lauer was fired.
Well, they got to be pissed, right? Variety and New York Times have to be pissed because NBC scooped them.
Totally. And they've been working on this for, it sounds like, weeks, if not months.
It has to be very frustrating.
Yeah. But they did get their stories, and they got a lot of press, too. Because, I mean, in every article it mentioned, Variety and New York Times has been working on. So some of the things that are coming out, let's see, a married NBC staffer claims she woke up in Lauer's office with her pants halfway down her legs. His assistant had to come in and kind of like drag her out of there like a dead body and then take her to the hospital.
This is how I read that, and maybe you have a different story. But he called her in. She went in, sat across the desk from him. He told her to unbutton her top, which she did.
Yeah.
And then he came up behind her, fondled her breasts, and banged her from behind. Bent her over his desk and banged.
A chair.
Okay, a chair.
Yeah.
She then, to the point where she passed out.
She passed out, yeah.
She then awoke and needed medical assistance. I don't know that they dragged her out like a caveman.
It sounded like the assistant came in and like pulled her out of there and had to take her to the. So what does that say? That
poetic license there in your description.
Maybe, but so this is
I don't
the
know,
story.
Dude.
The
That's
alleged
weird,
story,
isn't it?
Is that like drunk, high?
I don't know.
Because all it says is he said she sits down. He says, "Take off your blouse." Okay, she does, and then he like stands up, starts taking his clothes off, spins her around, puts her over a chair like doggy style, starts banging her. Not to where she passed out, but went unconscious. I don't know if there's a difference, but passed out, I would think, okay, you're on something and you passed out.
Yeah.
Went unconscious.
It's a curious kind of episode.
Yeah, very. It's a very curious episode. I don't know what it means, but
pain from anal or what?
Who knows? And did he finish when she went unconscious? Like, there's a lot of unanswered questions. And why would you want? You just leave her in a heap with her pants down around her knees and like. Summon your assistant in to deal. Would you deal with this sloppy?
How do you know that's how it went, though, dude? You're reading way into it. Like,
because they say she was found in his office with her pants around her. That's how she woke up.
No, dude. Let's be clear with the story. It's as I described. You're putting a lot of.
I'm not embellishing.
You are. I mean, he could have gone out to his assistant. Oh my goodness, she just passed out, and he might have tidied her up a little bit at that point and just had her laying on the floor. I don't know.
Fair enough. I just imagine someone that's willing to do that doesn't give a fuck about anyone but himself.
Yeah, I would imagine you probably don't want to get caught, I don't know, with a chick with her panties around her ankles.
She claims she didn't tell NBC because she thought she could have done more to stop his actions. Yeah, and then there was one woman who said...
So it was in some way consensual? Is that what you read into that?
I guess. My thought is there had to be some sort of maybe this is after lunch and they had a few, over lunch down the street.
Totally speculate. I mean,
totally, yeah. Who knows? But I don't know. There's another one. Of course, he's another one of these where it invites someone into the office and let's just show you my dick. See what you think of that. How's that look? There you go.
Awesome.
That's the move. I don't get. Dude, I get it. You bang consensually someone in your office. Yeah, I get it. I see how that happens. Just inviting someone in and just being like, here you go. Take a look. Look at that. Look at that. How's that look?
Is it possible that you and I have half-strength boners? That there's some class of guys out there that just are animals beyond animals? That it's like the monkey in the zoo where he's just pounding it.
Yeah.
And he can't stop, and he doesn't care that people are watching. It's just he's got to pound it right there.
Yeah.
Is it possible that we're just like, I don't know, we're more evolved than some dudes?
No.
I mean, again, on record, love my penis stroke to completion.
Of course
but
you
I
do.
can go through a work day without having to deal with that.
Look, listen. I was talking about this yesterday a little bit, and I think what's going on is, like, there's a yin and a yang to men and women, right?
A yin and a yang, or a yin and a yang?
A yin and a yang.
Thank you.
And there's a right and a wrong. There's a left and a right. There's a top. Whatever you want to say. There's that. And what stops us from being fucking monsters is the fact that women will say, no, don't be ridiculous. I was telling E, I was like, if Beth walked in the door right now and it was totally acceptable for me to just start, while I'm talking to you, E, just undo her pants, pull them down, and start banging her there on the counter while I'm talking to you, guys probably would. The fact is we get yellow lights and red lights from women that stop us from behaving like that. What we saw in the gay community when the AIDS epidemic exploded, and you watch documentaries, it's like guys are upstairs at their window just looking down at the street, and then, ooh, that guy looks cute. Hey, you want to come up? And it's like, I'm not doing anything. It's like, yes, two guys with no red light there.
He's got AIDS.
Yeah, I've never met you before. You seem nice enough. I'll be up in a minute. What room are
you in? And when he had those AIDS, I went to my synagogue and I prayed for him.
So I think part of it is these guys are so used to hearing yes, 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 yes on every conceivable level. Nobody says no. High top executives will meet their every wishes. I was reading yesterday about Lauer. He's like, my family's living in the Hamptons. I'm in the city. Occasionally I want to go to my daughter's volleyball game. They're like, you have full access to the NBC helicopter anytime you want to go.
No way.
So he would walk out his door, hop in the helicopter, and they would fly him to the Hamptons.
Oh,
and
shit.
Fly anytime he wanted. Like, dude, do you know what level of extraordinary wealth and obnoxiousness that is?
Yeah.
Like, I don't have I'm Matt Lauer. How dare you ask me to wait in traffic for 2 hours?
That show brings in hundreds of millions of dollars.
Yeah, and the morning show's the one that brings all that money in. What were some of the other ones? He gave someone a dildo, didn't he?
Gave somebody a dildo with some sort of description about how he wanted to use it on them. So there's a handwritten note or a typed note or something from him that's like proof he gave it to him.
Look,
what are you thinking, man?
I'm not here to debate whether or not that is acceptable behavior or not. Like, that's not what this discussion's about. But is the note necessary? Let's be honest here. Like, there's only so many holes. You're not going to stick a dildo in a mouth. That's pointless. So here's what I want to do with you. Like, yeah, obviously.
Do those come with directions? I don't know.
I think it's just we automatically. It's like a cat knows to go in the litter box.
It's not about the directions. You know that.
You rip open the box, you throw it away, and you start going.
Yeah, but he wants to write on it. He wants them to see that this is what he wants them to do with it. It's
like, what would be something out of the ordinary, though? I want to go from your butt to your vagine.
It doesn't matter.
Okay,
it doesn't
yeah,
matter
a lot of
if
people
it's
do
just
that.
Vagine. He wants to know that he wrote it, and they see that writing. And I mean, it's just like we said. Why does
it.
Right? Of course they do.
I would just think that people in these powerful positions that could be your whole kingdom can collapse overnight. You wouldn't leave a video trail on a phone. It's incredible. Why are you texting that to some intern? Why are you taking that picture and sending it to her phone?
I guess because you've done it for so long and so many times without any consequence.
Yeah. Let's see. What was he? Oh, the button on the desk. Oh, I need one of those.
Yeah.
How do we get those? Dude, that's trapdoor shit. That's Montgomery Burns type shit. You know what I mean? Like,
it's devious.
It is. So
What's
basically,
the explanation for that?
I mean, you could explain it as security or something.
Okay, I guess.
Yeah, you could. And for him, he's probably got a shower in his office.
Yeah.
There's probably a whole thing.
Sweet.
Yeah, he's probably got a whole wing suite. But so he would just summon girls in, to go over their career. There was one really, really young, cute, super hot intern, and he really took interest in her career.
Just
really,
a good mentor, you know?
He was taking her to
We all
lunch.
need mentors, E.
Unfortunately, mine was Mike Walters. Would have been nice if it had been somebody else.
I think he served you a green Play-Doh dick at one point, didn't he? I think there's pictures of that. That harassment, that episode.
Would you stop doing that? He's going to file charges one day because of you. And I don't want to be facing you in court one day because he'll hire you as his lawyer. But yeah, it's, you know, I read stories like that and it warms my heart because it's like, here he is taking interest in this young, beautiful girl's career, taking her to lunch at the Four Seasons, just to go over options for her career.
The mentor-mentee, paying it forward, you know?
Yeah, someone did it for him at some point, and paying it forward, and the whole office was like, oh yeah, look at Matt with the 10 again, going to lunch at the Four Seasons. I mean, just a pile of shit. But then we get, and I don't know how I'm supposed to react, if I'm just too cynical, Jay, or if we are, but these apologies that keep coming out after decades of being a cocksucker, to me, are fucking worthless. I'm sorry. They're probably written with help from a PR person.
Sure.
You've got a powerful PR firm that's, make sure you don't say this. Well, people really jumped all over Kevin Spacey when he tried to do it himself.
Don't claim you're gay as an excuse.
Yeah, exactly. And so I'll read you his statement, which came out this morning. This morning, like 6 or 7 a.m., he finally released a statement, and it went like this. There are no words. You got to start with there are no words, really, to express my sorrow. I mean, I'm devastated. And there's no words to express my sorrow and regret for the pain I have caused others by words and actions. To the people I have hurt, I am truly sorry. The last 2 days have forced me to take a very hard look at my troubling flaws. It has been humbling. Some of what is being said about me is untrue or mischaracterized. You're calling them victims liars. That's not going to...
Why even throw... I can't believe that publicists, when they have lawyers and stuff, would actually throw that stuff in there. I mean, I guess I get why, because you're trying to say...
It allows them to deny any part of that later.
Yeah.
Totally. Yep. I was going to say, there's a reason that sentence is in there.
But it's so absurd.
But there is enough truth in these stories to make me feel embarrassed and ashamed. I regret that my shame is now shared by the people I cherish dearly. He's probably talking about Thigis, right? His son?
Thigis, shit. I got an email about Thigis. We'll get to that later.
As I am writing this, I realize the depth of the damage and disappointment I have left behind at home and at NBC. I am blessed to be surrounded by the people I love. I thank them for their patience and grace. Repairing the damage will take a lot of time and soul searching. Probably going to want to get to one of those farms where you can ride some horses, too. And I'm committed to beginning that effort. It is now my full-time job. Full-time job is soul searching, and
got nothing else to do.
I mean, when you hear that, does that?
You got to do it, right? If you're him,
absolutely.
Yeah,
of course you do.
No, I don't take any solace in that. I don't give him any credit for that. No, it's just the next step. Okay, now he says something.
Yeah,
and now the press keeps digging. We hear more about it. Whatever.
I think every one of these egotistical, super wealthy, powerful assholes are. You know, cliche coming, but they are sorry they got caught. Otherwise, you know, it would have been one thing if Lauer, it's like, this behavior clearly ended in 1991, and he can come out and go, you know what, I was a fucking asshole when I was young. I was new to money and power, and it overwhelmed me. I'm devastated. If there's any way I can repair what I've done, I saw it. I saw that I had a problem 20 years ago, and I repaired. But no, Lauer's doing this shit a year ago. Mm-hmm. He's fucking around with interns at the 2014 Sochi Olympics. Like, dude, no, you are well old enough to know this behavior is horrible.
Yeah, it gets him nowhere, but it's just, you know, a step that society, I guess, requires. So there it is.
So we do it. This one I didn't have a problem with. I feel like this is piling on a little bit. You can give me your thoughts. Lauer would oftentimes call a bunch of girls into his office. He would talk about his coworkers, Guthrie or whatever, and he would play fuck, marry, kill with them. And to me, that's a fun game. It is. Is that over the line too?
Over the line, Mike.
Fuck. You know, I don't trust your word anymore because if you remember when we were sitting here when we were discussing.
Oh, we've played fuck, marry, kill.
Oh hell yeah, we've done it with our girls.
Yeah.
No, but when we were talking to Marisa in advance of the hot dog eating contest, and there was some discussion about. Well, maybe we have a men's contest and a female contest, and I said something like, "Oh yeah, who doesn't want to watch a bunch of women eating hot dogs?" Crickets, of course, because it's just me and Jay and Maurice on the phone. And then anyway, that it goes no further than that. The phone hangs up, and I turned to him and I went, "Hey, by the way, was that inappropriate to say to Maurice?" And he went, "Yeah." I went, "Really? to go, who wouldn't watch?
Yeah, but it's also not my job to like slap you.
No, I know, but I was honestly like, I thought in that moment you'd go, no, dude. I mean, you got to be careful, but no, you didn't do anything. But you were like, yeah, don't. Why?
Yeah.
Why?
Right.
I was like, well, that's just kind of what I do. I mean, I don't know. I mean, who doesn't want to watch girls eating hot dogs?
I've gone down to the Western Michigan cafeteria and watched chicks eat corn dogs, on corn dog nights. So I get it.
Lastly, with Lauer, NBC's Andy Lack's memo to staff. Do you take any issue with this? Dear colleagues, Monday night we received a detailed complaint from a colleague about inappropriate sex behavior by Matt Lauer. It represented, after serious review, a clear violation of our standards. As a result, we've decided to terminate his employment. Our highest priority is to create a workplace environment where everyone feels safe and protected. Hilarious. And to ensure that any actions that run counter to our core values are met with consequences, no matter who the offender. That is hilarious.
Written
this guy should be.
It's part of the corporate dance, whatever.
Well, whoever this guy is, he should be writing comedy. He's a comedy writer because do people believe that? Would people believe that shit?
It's just part of the dance that comes out after this shit.
I know, but I want it to be true. I don't know. I respect the truth.
You read into these things, man. It's just.
No, I just know. I know. I've seen enough of it to know, like, when you are this guy making this kind of money, this girl down here and what her fucking issues are with this guy don't matter. They don't. They don't give a shit about that girl. The NFL doesn't give a shit that guy beat his girlfriend. Times are changing, and we're seeing this, and now these guys are, yeah, it goes against our core company values. Bullshit.
Dude, you're like me. It reminds me of, like, me, like, back in the Matt Millen days when, like, I always would say to people, like, dude, I know it wouldn't matter, but I would fucking love to have him in a room where no one else was there and really say what I thought. And my point is, for you,
Matt Millen?
Yeah.
Who? Okay.
Oh, just because he was a line, yeah, because he was pissing me off as a fan and shit. And I know that in the press they can just sit there. You can go on 97.1 and they don't answer the real questions. My point is that in that sense, I think that's what you want, dude. I know it's impossible to have happen, but I would love to have that dude that had that statement sit right here.
You want Cousin Eddie to go get Frank Shirley out of his goddamn house on whatever avenue and bring him here.
Yeah.
And you want to give him a piece of his mind.
You know what? Trump did it. It was one of those moments where in the election, we did have a few moments where Trump did it to Hillary. He was the one person that could sit in front of Hillary and in the debates and say, you know what? If first thing I get into office, I'm going to check your emails. And she's like, well, you're not going to get in office or something. And he's like, well, if I did, you'd be fired or whatever.
You'd be in jail.
You'd be in jail.
Great line. Killer line.
But
it really was.
the point is, like, that's what it's like, you know, it wouldn't do anything. You know it wouldn't matter. But it would make you feel so much better if you could have that dude in your room to his face and say, dude, you know this is bullshit, right?
Yeah.
You know what you're saying is bullshit.
It's funny you say that because did you remember this, Jay? Like when we were hanging out with the Lions players for a couple of years, and 97, 98 or whatever, and I loved being able to go to, like, be around those guys when they're doing their interviews, and it's like, yeah, take each game by game. We really feel confident we can win out, and the coach is great. And then I'd be back at, like, Russell's apartment or something, be like, dude, do you really think you guys could win? Fuck no. We fucking suck, dude. Our quarterback blows. No one's got any fucking respect for it. And it was like, yes, that's what I want to hear. At least you're honest with me. You guys, and they're coached what to say. You can't say that, obviously, but it's this little dance and game we do, And Jay, you're right. You have to issue that. You can't. What are you going to say? The opposite of that?
Right.
And no one cares about that broad. She's an intern. Fuck her.
Let's be frank here.
Some frankness that I read about this morning, and this is great, dude. Megyn Kelly is new to NBC. Her ratings have kind of sucked. The show's kind of just flopped.
It's still going on.
It is. And her 60-minute show has been kind of a disaster.
Yeah, there's speculation that she's behind this, that she pushed the women forward.
Really?
To rat out Matt.
No kidding.
Yeah,
well,
so that the seat would be open.
Well, she's now the highest paid person there. He was making $25 million a year. She was making $23. So now she is the queen bee. Well, some people that work on the Today Show staff, now they can't be identified. Obviously, they'd be in a shitload of trouble for saying stuff like this, but they are fucking pissed at some of the comments she made, kind of making the story about her, I guess. I didn't see it, but so yeah, so they are devastated. The team at the Today Show are devastated. They were crying, hugging each other, blah, blah, blah. They feel bad for Matt and each other, and this could have real world issues for their careers going forward.
Absolutely.
So
they are riding coattails.
So she said something like, this one does hit close to home. I too have known Matt for a long time, and he's been a friend and kind and supportive. to me in my transition. She hailed his firing as a sign of progress. Colleagues were outraged. We work in an industry of egos, but this is the most opportunistic thing we've ever seen. We now have the highest paid person at NBC News hosting one of the lowest rated shows. And rather than being humble, she takes the first opportunity to take the spotlight and make it about her and what she knew. Our team is hurting, and the newest member of the team, who has yet to prove herself, is out and about making public comments that she truly has no knowledge of. All day, members of the show were crying and distraught, but rather than sticking around and spending time with the staff, Megan made sure she was the center of attention. No one wanted Megan here.
So much ego, so much backbiting and competition. You know what I mean?
It's just awful. It's a shallow, shitty business, dude. No one wanted Megan here. I love this part. She was forced upon us, and today reinforced why she will never be a member of the Today family. Savannah, Hoda, and Al showed grace and class. Megan, on the other hand, saw this as an opportunity to mark her territory within NBC News, yet she failed, and she's now lost the support of everyone. And here's something we'd like to say about her. She's terrible on morning television. Her show is terrible. Her staff thinks she is terrible, and in fact, it should be called Terrible with Megyn Kelly.
Oh.
Fuck me.
Poor Megan.
Sorry, lady. They were right over at Fox News. She deserves the nickname Me Again. Instead of Megan. You see that? It's a wordplay.
Me Again.
I appreciate it. It's all about her, even though she fails to see that the viewers don't like her. So she basically admitted hearing rumors about Lauer, but they were just rumors. I hope they weren't true. She was speaking at the Business Insider's Ignition media event when she made the revelation. And she denied having any official knowledge of his stuff. She was basically going, yeah, I've been in the business a long time. I have like a lot of friends and stuff. And so I knew like a week out what was going on with Charlie Rose and what was coming. And, I'd also heard stuff about Matt Lauer, but I hope they weren't true. But, this really doesn't surprise me. And so these people were all just like, fuck you, bitch, Make this about you and what you knew. It's funny, though.
Hey, Black Friday's here, and our friends at Zott Ford and Holly are bringing you the very lowest prices of the year. For example, lease a new 17 Ford Escape, just $181 a month, or a new 17 Ford Fusion at $83 a month. Better still. I don't know if this is better still. That might be it, man. 17 Ford Fusion, $83 a month. How do you follow that and say better still?
Because the 18s are coming out, and so they've got to slash them even more, man. They got to get rid of 17s that are on the lot, right?
Better still, a new 17 Ford F-150 Super Crew 4x4 at just $146 a month. That is maybe better still.
Pretty sweet.
A new 17 Ford Edge all-wheel drive, $133. Finally,
nope.
Lease a new 17 Ford Explorer, so it's $177 a month. These deals are only good through this month, so get there today. Call Steve Gabarra today, or order as supplies last. So hopefully you can get in on one of those Ford Fusions.
Hey, you know what we got to do a little bit later? It's fucking History Day.
Nice.
With Big E.
There's little I love more than History Day with Big E.
When he delivers. Are you going to deliver today, E?
Yeah, sure.
Because I don't want to jump all over you. Neither does Jay. It breaks our hearts to do that, and people get mad when we do that. But you oftentimes leave us little or no choice.
I would disagree with that. I think sometimes as I'm giving facts that you didn't know, you're just babbling on about questions that nobody would ask.
Oh, no.
Yeah, but if they're facts about something that no one gives a shit about, then
but
I don't want them in my head. I don't want those facts in my head.
No. I had a few at the very beginning. I will admit. No. There was a few of the lessons at the beginning of this, whatever, a few months ago that probably sucked, honestly. I didn't really try very hard. But for the last month at least.
Are you saying there's a learning curve to this?
There was at the beginning. And for the last month, I do not believe for a second that I have not put the effort into teaching some level of a historical fact.
I enjoyed the Spruce Goose.
I did as well. My favorite was the general from Detroit that was attacking Canada. That's my favorite, when Jay was doing the general's voice.
The pussy
reading
a
letter.
Big-time pussy.
No, I think E said that, and we declared that he was kind of badass. I mean, he was threatening. He had his megaphone yelling across the bridge.
Yeah, you declared he was badass based on, like, the letter, because Jay was able to give it such enthusiasm. You didn't listen to the other facts that made him look out to be a pussy. In fact, that he was also, taken to court or whatever, military court, and found that he was a pussy. I mean, that wasn't the exact ruling, but...
Do you remember his name?
Fuck no, I can't.
God, what professor would have taught a lesson 2 months ago and forgotten the name of the subject?
It was something Tall. Bill Tall. It was Bill Tall.
Was it Bill Hall?
Hall or Tall?
It was Bill
One
Hall.
of the two. Hey,
William Hall.
You have an annual physical to make sure you're healthy. See, I'm doing the Mark Leibovitz read right now. It's a faulty premise.
Well, what if we change it up for him? He'll be fine with that.
Most
and we
people
say
do.
Every now and again, you look into whether you're healthy.
Most people have a generational.
Yeah, every couple decades, you look into
Yeah.
your health.
Yeah.
What do you do to make sure you remain financially fit? That could work.
Yeah.
Every 30 years or so, you may go into a gay doctor who then grabs your balls.
And like won't let him go.
Yeah. You know, I've been thinking about that physical. Maybe we should all go in for a physical.
Fuck, dude. How much are they?
I don't know. Maybe
I don't know that I
Yeah.
want the no. I
was
don't
gonna
want to
say
know
like
the
$100
results.
I don't
maybe.
either. That's been my biggest fear in the last 5 years. I'm almost scared.
Well, maybe we could have some, measurables, amongst us and just see who wins, like loosest butthole. That obviously goes to E.
Right.
But like second loosest butthole.
Fittest.
Well, I mean, blood pressure, all that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Simple temperature.
Yeah, I just don't want to get the ruling of morbidly obese and then have you make fun of me for it. Like, that's terrifying to me. I'm not even worried about a loose butthole, whatever.
Your
but,
short musculature.
Yeah. Yep. Get some x-rays of that.
That may be
Show off.
pointed out. I think we should, for the good of all of us. We should have physicals.
Yeah.
You should also
my
go.
mom's been on me for like a year and a half now
Yeah.
about trying to get a physical.
You're worried about the butt, aren't you?
No, I'm just worried in general. I don't know.
He doesn't want to be fingered in the butt.
I don't want that for sure.
It's worth it, E.
Hey, Mark Leibovitz at LPL Financial specializes in thoughtful and objective investment guidance. That's where we're going with this. Designed to keep your finances in shape. So call today, 248-626-2000. Ask for Mark. Isis, do you have something to add to that?
If I could. Maybe. Sorry, I've lost my
E,
notes.
come on.
Let me just.
Securities and advisory services offered through LPL Financial, a registered investment advisor. Member FINRA SIPC.
You physically turned and started to
I was going to shuffle
pantomime,
notes. I was-
shuffling through notes.
Hold on, I lost my papers. Give me a second. Hold on.
Dude, you know what?
Well
you guys,
done, Isis.
You guys joke about how important it is, and I don't want it. I don't want to get a finger up my ass. But dude, our nemesis, Belamonte, her husband, Badalamante,
Don't talk about his butthole.
he had colon cancer, almost died. He was like supposed to die. He had
Almost.
colon cancer.
Didn't.
I know, but the point is, if he had checked it sooner, you never know.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So was he all about that? Like,
He has
got
a he has a fundraiser now about it or something.
Yeah, pushing awareness. Go
yeah.
get the shocker kind of thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
kinda.
Did you
But he
listen
was
to
like-
him?
Not yet, but
Yeah.
I don't know. I just wanted to bring that up, I guess.
It's great. No.
It's important. Prostate health.
We'll get back in a few minutes. I want to take a break from Creeps. We do have some more updates to get to about Creeps, so we could do that. But did I hear correctly, Jay, that there is an update with Bag Up?
Oh, yeah, dude. And thank you to Sean for emailing me this. Of course, back up Terry. Back up, Terry.
Bag Up.
Bag up, bag up. Bag up, Terry. Put it in reverse, Terry.
That Terry.
Can
who-
we watch the original video, please?
Yes, 1 second. I know.
You
I forgot.
mother-
Son of a bitch!
So help me.
I know, dude.
I asked for
help me.
one thing before that. My bones are aching.
Mine are absolutely
I said,
aching.
E, pull up the
I
original
know.
backup Terry video.
I got caught on watching those. I got it right.
Is
now.
What'd
that
you-
enough
no, no, no.
information? Is that
Tell-
enough information for him, though, in fairness to E?
Yes.
No,
Tell the
it was.
listeners what you got caught up watching. E.
Watching old commercials from the 90s.
Old commercials from the 90s.
Oh, shit. Where is the full one here? 1 second. Here, watch.
No.
No.
We
We're
want the
going,
original.
Bag up, bag up. We need
Recall-
people to fall in love with Terry again.
This came out 4th of July of this year. We fell in love with Terry. Terry, of course, was a guy in a motorized wheelchair that found himself right next to a large group of fireworks
Yeah.
that T-Bone had lit. And the filmer is very concerned about Terry. Maybe a cousin, a brother, whatever.
Yeah.
But he's ordering Terry furiously to back up, and Terry's hand has gone off the handle.
He's trying. He's got a
And so he's-
remote control wheelchair.
Yeah, and so he's having trouble. Finally, he gets away and he's smiling, so we know Terry's all right. And then we hear this, signaling that everything's
okay.
fine.
You know what? I think what's so wonderful about this video is the love that is clearly on display. The heartfelt concern for Terry.
Oh God, yes.
That quickly, once it's realized, okay, false alarm, Terry's going to be okay. The pure joy and
Yes.
being able to laugh at each other.
There's absolute terror.
Yeah.
On Terry's behalf. It
Yes.
is, oh my God, Terry is going to be hurt by this.
Yeah.
And we go through that whole litany of screaming. Well, whatcha?
What you doing there?
And then we find out Terry's okay, and it's beautiful. And Isis can't find the most popular video on YouTube.
Dude,
I have to
searched
sit
this
down.
thing
My bones are
several
gonna cr-
times.
my
I've
bones are
searched this
crumbling.
in my life in the last few months, I've searched this to show people several times. I can't believe I can't find the full video right now.
Oh,
I have 50 seconds at a time, but...
Bag up, Terry. Put it in reverse, Terry.
No, we'll just sit. We'll wait.
Yeah.
We'll let everybody suffer through what we suffer through on a daily basis.
We could fix this in post.
The
We're
buffoonery
not going to,
of Big E.
I have looked this up before to show people, and I can't believe it.
Maybe back up Terry.
I've done that.
Fireworks.
You can be back up Terry.
Mike's got it on his phone.
Yeah. Back up Terry.
I typed in back up Terry.
Did you do it on Bing or?
I don't do anything on Bing, by the way.
What?
Nicey.
What you doing, Terry?
Here's the 58-second version. I mean, the extended version.
Several versions we could choose from.
It's literally back up Terry on me. Here's the full video.
Wait a minute. What did you type in? Look at this. I have backup Terry on Google.
Hey, hold on.
How come it's only 50 seconds?
This is the beginning.
Yeah,
right?
no, I can picture T-Bone about to play it and everything.
Back up Terry! Exclamation point! Video search.
You got two cars coming two different ways.
The car just went by. You remember that part, right?
Absolutely.
I wish you could see this, Jay. It's so good. The video is so funny. I'm watching it.
Bag up, Terry. Put it in reverse, Terry. Put it in reverse. Oh, Lord. Lord, Jesus. Oh, Lord. Oh, Jesus.
Tear.
What you doing, Terry? Terry, what you doing?
Finally, Terry gets it moving.
He's
out of harm's way.
Thank God.
I can't wait for E to find this so you can watch this video. It's so fucking funny.
If you
dude.
can
You're gonna
just
love it.
find that thing.
You're
It's in the corner of the
Can't find
internet that nobody can access.
I can't fucking.
Yeah,
I don't know what
he's
it
using
is.
that other internet, so it's weird that.
Yeah.
I don't know what to do.
We should give E full internet access.
Why don't?
I typed.
That's
literally typed
reckless,
in
dude.
exactly
Why don't you
what
give us
said.
some hold music, Jay? So you know,
Dude,
to pass the
what
time
did
for a
you
minute.
type in? I typed in exactly what you typed in. I've done this a million fucking times. I found not a million, but I found this video 20 times since.
Google.com.
Yeah.
Back up Terry. Videos.
All right, I think we're ready.
Okay, you know what?
I think we got it.
I know what I fucking mistake was.
What
I will say
was
this.
your mistake?
I'll say
Besides
this.
being
No,
retarded. I mean,
honestly,
severely
I remember
retarded.
thinking that the video was like 2 minutes long, and I kept seeing these 50-second ones, and I thought that wasn't it. That's what it was.
So it wasn't the internet.
So here's Terry. Help. Lighting it with the help of T-Bone.
Hold on, can you pause that for a second? E? Is it possible? Because you're going to give us an update here in a second, Jay. Is it?
Brittle bone syndrome.
I don't know what's going on, but Terry's in a chair that is not something he got yesterday, right?
No,
this is permanent. This is a. This
It appears
is,
permanent. It appears very customized. It's badass.
feet don't touch the ground, yet we're in some sort of a leg brace, too.
Leg
that is
brace
a
is-
temporary leg brace. This is not a permanent one.
Albeit temporary, it is a leg brace.
Is he just ultra clumsy? Is that what's
I'm
going on?
wondering if we've got some brittle bones, man. I'm wondering if we have a no-sag negatnarb situation here.
Well, don't let him sharpen pencils if that's the case. Go ahead, E.
Hold on.
Oh, car's coming, man.
Two cars come.
Oh, sorry, two cars
Hold on,
coming.
T-Bone. T-Bone's tatted up.
got two
He's
cars
probably
coming two
14. I don't know.
Hell yeah. Proud American, though. All right, here we go. Look at him helping Terry light the candle, light the firework.
Bag up.
Back up, Terry.
Bag
Terry,
up,
come on.
Terry. Put it in reverse, Terry.
Come on, Terry.
Put it in reverse. Oh, Lord. Lord, Jesus.
A foot from
Oh,
Terry.
Terry.
Lord.
Oh, Terry.
Oh,
If that thing tips over, we're losing Terry.
What you doing, Terry? Terry, what you doing?
He's being smoked out. Look at him covering it. Oh, Terry. This is what gets me that look right there.
Smile.
Shit.
Terry's out of harm's way. Everybody knows it. We are not happy. All right, now, update on Terry. Isis, do you have this video, please? Terry's in the hospital, man.
What?
Look at him.
Oh.
It's definitely Terry. Terry's in the hospital. Now, listen.
This is backing up Terry. He needs your prayers right now.
Oh, man.
Val broke his hip. So he's not feeling too good right now. So if you can, send him a shout out with your prayers. This is the original Bag It Up Terry. Put it in reverse Terry.
Oh, I love this.
Hold on.
We got to get a hold of this family. Mike.
We do.
Can we send flowers?
It's not back it up, Terry.
It's bag up, Terry.
Bag up, bag up.
Well, that's just
Put it reverse.
That's Auntie Pearl or whatever.
I know, but dude, you're putting the video out to get. I mean, doesn't that make you wonder, like, who is this woman? You have to know it's bag up, Terry.
Bag up.
Not back it up, Terry.
No.
She said it twice, and the title is "Back It Up, Terry Needs Your Prayers."
Yeah.
What's going on with it? How does Terry, who doesn't stand, he sits in a chair all day, how does he fall and break his hip?
He fell out. Maybe he needs a belt, you know?
You think he took a turn too quick?
It's very possible. He's reckless, man.
Yeah, we have seen his driving skills.
He likes to live on the edge, experience life, you know?
Yeah, that's true. He's not afraid to get in there and mix it up. I mean, most people in Terry's position would be like, you know what, I'm going to be back here on the sidewalk. You guys light it. I'll be watching from over here. But no, Terry wants to have his hand. He wants to have the steering wheel.
I wonder if T-Bone doesn't play a part in this, you know? Maybe he and T-Bone are out on the streets doing something. Getting a little reckless.
I think he would get way more blessings and certainly more prayers if the original Bag Up was doing the one filming this.
I'm sending prayers. I will do that. Notice they didn't ask for thoughts.
I'll send some thoughts.
They didn't ask for them.
That's okay. I'm thinking about them right now.
I'm praying for him right now.
Are you?
Oh, Lord God, Jesus, help him. Oh, Lord, help Terry. Oh, Lord God.
Bag up,
oh, God, Lord, Jesus.
Don't forget Terry. Bag up, Lord, bag up. Poor Terry. Well, we wish him nothing but the best.
He looked in pain.
You think you could find him?
What does this mean? It says, Terry made... I get the laughter part. Terry made me laugh harder than I ever have in a long time. I pray for God...
I pray for this God. I think he probably meant to say guy.
This guy.
I pray for this guy.
Oh, okay. Because God's also not capitalized. So.
Did you see? There's 3 replies to that, E. Maybe someone says, what do you mean, God? It could be settled right here.
He made all of us laugh, but his granny was shouting, "Go get over and over." I told her she go get him in all that fire.
I agree totally.
It happened so fast.
I agree totally. I could not agree with that comment more. Bag up, bag up.
Well,
we need to find Terry. How many views has that video gotten?
This one only has like 6,000.
Wow.
I mean,
yeah, we need. That'll get him 6,000 prayers. I think he's going to need more. So,
poor guy.
Yeah, poor Terry. Did you want to do a...
Go ahead, Mike.
All right. I was going to mention sad news today is John Conyers has found his way to the hospital.
I heard that from his spokesperson, Sam Riddle.
Oh, God.
I know.
These fucking
What a
names.
joke.
Dude. Oh, I
What a
hate them.
circus.
Oh, it's just a... Yes, it's just a cycle of shit.
Monica Conyers calls Sam.
Yeah.
You know, you got to get word out. John's in the hospital. So there he is on WJR announcing, Sam Riddle announcing that he's been hospitalized.
He's 88 years old, and he's you know, I mean, there's just a war going on to, like, get the fuck out of office. He's the one that was, you know, from here, but was going into hotel rooms. He was trying to finger that chick on 75.
Allegedly.
Allegedly, all allegedly. He did order sandwiches for her in the hotel room before sitting there in his skivvies. Why he's hanging around in that hunchback fucking walking on the hallway at 88 years old. And now he's put himself in the hospital. They say stress-related illness. What's he stressed about? Poor guy.
His job after 5 decades is on the line.
He probably still needs it, too. The news comes just hours after a former staffer, Marion Brown, who had been paid a settlement after accusing him of harassment, was later fired. She went on the Today Show and claimed that Conyers violated her body and asked her to find other women to sexually satisfy her as well. Is this new? Is she new? Like, I feel like, or is he doing this to multiple girls? Like, find me bitches.
No, this is the chick who I guess settled for, you mentioned $27K.
27 grand, yeah.
And this is the first I've heard of her giving details as to what happened. I think she's really fearful because she had a non-disclosure.
Yeah, she says she worked with him for 11 years. She was there with her lawyer, you know, who could just, like, pinch her if she said something that could get her in trouble.
Isn't it Allred's daughter?
Oh, is it?
I think so.
Oh, they didn't mention. They usually mention that if it is. It was sexual harassment, violating my body, propositioning me, inviting me to hotels with the guise of discussing business, and propositioning for sex. How many times would you fall for the come up to my hotel room to talk business bit? You know what I mean? Like, if you're, like, fool me once. There's an old saying in Texas. I believe it's in Tennessee as well. Fool me. Shame on.
Fool me once.
Won't get fooled again. Well put, Mr. President. I don't know that I could be propositioned by the same person. It was like, you got me that one time. I ain't doing that again. I sent you up to no good. He was he touched me in different ways. It was very uncomfortable, very unprofessional. The lawyer said on Thursday that his lawyer said he has no intention to vacate his elected post, even though he's getting pressed pretty hard to leave. There's one other one here. I don't remember hearing about this one. She says there was one specific incident where they were in a Chicago hotel in 2005, in which she said he just got down to his underwear in front of her, and then bluntly he asked me to satisfy him sexually, and then just pointed at it. It's like, yeah.
Is that what he said? Satisfy me sexually.
Sexually. I'm guessing he probably said suck my dick. Suck my dick, and pointed. Is the pointing necessary if you're already in skivvies and you're propositioning someone to suck your dick? I don't think it is. She says he asked me to touch him. I was frozen. I didn't want to lose my job. I didn't want to upset him. He asked me to find other people that would satisfy him. I did tell him that I did not feel comfortable. Blah, blah, blah. That one's more like crazy to me than anything. Dude, you're 88. What the fuck are you doing? Why are we still reading your name, man? Bye-bye.
Why are you even in Congress, let alone sexually harassing people?
Well, we need to get to the bottom of this. And if I hear one more of these assholes going, yeah, it's a bipartisan thing that we're bringing in people to, new training programs. It's like, you pieces of shit. Really? Do you expect us to believe that you old-ass, loser, power-hungry, egotistical maniacs need to be told how to behave around a woman or someone with less power than you assholes? Well, thank God, I can't wait to get my training underground so I know how to treat a woman.
We will now begin our common sense PowerPoint.
Yeah. This is right up there with don't stick a fork in the light socket.
But like Jay points out several times that, we sexualize every aspect of life. We all sit there, commercials, sexy girls and shit. And I just, yesterday I'm on TMZ.com. And I'm looking down. Of course, 5 of the 8 stories I think are about Lauer. And then it's on the right, Jennifer Lopez in spandex. You know what I mean? And it's just click here to see 20 pictures of her in tight spandex. And I'm just like, is that
never
TMZ?
ends.
Is that okay? It just seems ironic to me that they're having these stories berating these men. As right on the right on TMZ, you're saying, hey, check out 20 pictures of her in spandex here.
Funny culture we have. Funny culture we have.
It's not funny. It's sad, but it's true, and it's basically like
who are they to say anything?
We're going to show you the people are praised for being as skanky and slutty looking as possible. We put them on pedestals. We praise their beauty and braveness for some reason, and they're basically just going, don't you want to fuck me? Look at my fat ass, or look at my titties. So guys are just drooling and jacking off to all this stuff, but it's like, no, be respectful. It's kind of like don't be responsible when you drink. Be responsible when you oogle all these hot bitches.
Yeah.
Don't just go grab it. Just look from a distance, beat off in your own lair.
Oh, no, I know. In my mind, the notion that some of these girls, if they'd be like, I can't believe these men are jerking off to these images. You can't?
What do you think they're there for?
Awesome. Hey, the Hamlin Pub supports the Detroit Cast, including having an event tonight. It's November 30th, Mike. It's Thursday, 7 p.m. tonight. We're going to be out at 22 Mile and Hayes. Come out and join us. We've got one-of-a-kind, limited edition posters for all listeners in attendance. So come hang with us. Again, starts at 7 o'clock at 22 and Hayes, but we will be there much of the evening. So you can't get there right at 7. Come on by anyway.
Yeah, I was looking at Facebook, and people were, commenting like, hey, who's going? And a lot of people are like, oh, by the time I get there, the place will be packed. And it's like, it's a fucking Thursday night. You'll be fine. Come on out. Oh, I can't get there till 9. Okay, we'll see you at 9. Whatever, we'll still be there. 9:30, whatever. Come on by. It should be fun. And the posters are sweet, so get one of those to take home. Garrison Keillor.
Yeah.
You familiar with him at all?
A little bit, man. When this broke yesterday, I'm like, I know that name, definitely. And then I looked at a picture. I'm like, oh, yeah, that guy.
See, I didn't really recognize him. I didn't watch or listen. This is one of those NPR,
right.
He worked for Minnesota Public Radio. That's who fired him over allegations of inappropriate blah, blah, blah. But he works on the Down Prairie, a Prairie Home Companion.
Sure.
And now, correct me if I'm wrong, is this the one where they've got a full stage setup? It's a radio program, and they've got sound effects and
I think so.
storytelling.
Yes, I think so.
And it's been around forever.
It's an old-fashioned storytelling kind of mechanism. Kind of my understanding of it.
Back in the day when they would do their stories on Sunday and the family would gather around the old radio.
Yeah.
Something like that. And it's been successful as shit. And I don't know what his role is. I guess he's one of the hosts or is the host. And this one, I don't know what to make of this because I guess this chick has come out and said, I was sexually harassed. It's like, okay, what happened? And she was taking a selfie with him and the back of her shirt was like opened.
Mm-hmm.
And so he's like, oh, I meant to put my hand here, and I somehow landed 6 inches up on her bare back, and she recoiled in horror, and I went, oh, I'm sorry about that. And then he like emailed her later and was like, I'm terribly sorry, I didn't mean anything. And she's like, nah, don't worry about it, forget about it. And then he gets a call from her lawyers. And now they're not friends anymore. And he's just like, yeah, fuck it, man, I'm 75, I'm out of here, I ain't dealing with this shit, I ain't fighting nothing, peace, I'm out. And he's just fucking gone. And I'm like, that's how I would do it.
Did he get fired, or is he... He got fired, right?
He got fired from Minnesota Public Radio, and he's like, I understand the culture today and all this stuff.
I'm a huge target. Allegations mean I did it.
Right.
Which, again, we've talked about the need to pump the brakes on these things. Anybody can say anything they want.
Yeah. Well, his thought was, look, at my advanced age, I'm not interested in going, to defend myself against this, so peace. See ya. So he's not going to challenge anything.
The dude's half pigman. I mean, do you have a picture of this guy? E? I almost give him a pass. I mean, if there's anybody who I don't know, deserves to grab an ass every now and then, can we give it to him?
There's some.
Because I don't think he's ever had an ass given to him.
No, well, he does have a daughter. There's definitely some swine in the bloodline for sure.
If I have to hear about this pig man one more time,
hey, I'm telling you, the pig man is alive.
Look at those brows.
Dude, do you have respect almost for those brows? I mean, they're so outrageous. Is there any level of respect? It's like, wow, that guy does not give a shit.
Those brows could live apart from that face.
If they could talk.
Mm-hmm.
The things those things have seen.
Stories.
It's better than Andy Rooney's were.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you noticed this,
but
thicker. They are, and they're just crazy. His hair is very wispy,
straw-like.
That's actually
the best picture you'll see of him. Get to something else.
Yeah, there's way better.
Yeah, look at this guy.
Yeah, look at that.
He looks like a Harry Potter character to me. I'm not sure which movie it is, maybe the third or fourth, but there's a character who has like a mechanical eye.
Sure.
That he wears like a thing around his head that connects this mechanical eye. And
eye looks around.
Looks like that dude, man.
Yeah, he does. I'm with you. I feel like I don't want him to abuse this, but I feel like we should extend, like, he's allowed to just grab a butt or a boob.
Maybe we buy him a hooker or something.
Even so, if he's
I don't
in the
want
office,
the unwary to be walking by and have to, to be touched by that.
Yeah.
I don't wish that upon anybody, but maybe pitch in, reroute some Kickstarter funds, get him a hooker.
What about this? What if we pulled the office and said, ladies, we're looking for volunteers. Is there anyone that would be willing to take one?
Team.
Yeah, look at the guy. Take one for the team. If he comes by and squeezes a buttocks or a boob, you'd be cool with that. And then we can just give him a list. Like Lisa in accounting is okay with it. Jennifer in HR is cool with it. Anyone not on the list that's touched, he's fucking gone. And if we find you in a closet somewhere trying to take advantage of one of these girls, you're gone.
It's like a coupon book that you gave your mom in third grade,
Yeah.
Like, oh, here, use this coupon and I'll vacuum the stairs for you,
Sure.
Well, he can, grab Lisa in accounting's titties.
Right.
He uses that coupon. He gets one grab.
Does he have to present her the coupon first? Like, it's time I'm semi and I'd like to just squeeze your titty for a second? I think that's fair. At least you don't come up behind him and scare the shit out of him when they're on an important business call, But looking like that, I'm willing to give him more of a pass. Because it's not fair. It's not like that guy can take advantage of his money or his...
He's gnarled.
Yeah.
Oh, poor guy.
Poor guy. Well, see you later, Garrison.
He's out.
Here.
I'm out.
Hey, let's take a quick break. Geraldo taking some huge shit yesterday. I don't know why. North Korea. One of the things we never talked about yesterday was that warlord who drank the poison and killed himself.
Wow, that's crazy, huh? The Bosnian guy?
Dude, that guy's scary looking. He looks
something
like
out of
villain.
Hollywood. It was crazy. This story's wild.
Yeah, we'll get into that more next.
The Detroit Cast continues after this short break.
Hi, everyone. This is Kelly Menino, your event coordinator for the Hamlin Pubs. Did you know that Hamlin Pubs offer 2 private rooms at each location, both located in Shelby Township? We specialize in all kinds of events, from bridal and baby showers, dinner rehearsals, to corporate luncheons and wedding receptions. My team is committed to making your occasion your most memorable event. Give me a call today so that we can plan your next event. Call me at 586-596-1425 or visit our website at hamlinpubs.com.
The Detroit Cast continues now, bitches. Here's Mike and Jay.
All right, welcome back to the Detroit Cast, powered by DealsInTheD.com. Mike and Jay. We'll get to ease this day in history in just a moment. One of the stories out there, Jay, that we have not spent much time talking about of late.
Yeah.
But we have talked plenty about over the years is our boy Yoon in North Korea. Are you starting to at all get seriously concerned about what's going on with North Korea?
I've been somewhat concerned the whole time. It just seems very, very hard to solve when you're dealing with a really, truly crazy dude.
Yeah. I don't know if you saw the latest missile launch they did. Just look at the size of that fucking missile, dude.
Yeah, pretty
compared
serious.
to him. They and the U.S. generals and officials are like, dude, this is no bullshit. This is a ICBM. That is, there's new technology here that we did not know that they were onto. The platform, they used to have that. They were kind of banking on they got this missile. It might actually reach the coast of California, and they've got this it's on wheels, and they have to drive it out to a coast, and then they put their little missile on there, and then they launch it. And it's by the time they do that, we'll know, and boom, we fucking take it out of the sky. This thing doesn't need that pad anymore, and so they could hide this son of a bitch. Get it out quick and launch without much hesitation or not much you could do about it. They said it goes twice as high as anything before, and the distance is crazy. And they're talking about, we can hit any place in mainland USA. And, of course, it gets into the partisan bullshit. Well, President Trump is escalating this by calling him a blah, blah. And it's like, oh, stop it. This corrupt family has been a menace for 60 years. Don't act like Donald Trump's the first one that's addressed it. And remember, Obama, when Trump was coming into office, pulled him aside and went, look, dude, you might think you have problems with Russia or race relations in the country. Your biggest fucking problem, the unsolvable problem, is this turd in North Korea. He was very open about that, and I keep hearing China. Well, it's China. It's all about China. They need to go in there and pull, more sanctions in China. And I don't know, dude. I haven't heard anyone dispute this, but my problem with that is you're just hurting the people. Like, that dude's going to keep watching American movies, eating fucking cheese, drinking beer, having cigars and cigarettes, fucking tons of chicks, doing propaganda videos. But his people will feel it, but he's not going to. He's proven he doesn't give a shit about his people. And the fact is, I've read some other things and heard some people talk about this, and China has very different motives than us. Like, they're not, there's a limit they won't go to. It's like, well, China really needs to put the pressure on them. And people are going, yeah, dude, China's not going to do that because they know that the people will take a hit, will be hurt, and they're not willing to do that, to hurt just innocent North Korean people. And so there's a cap to what they'll do sanction-wise. And the other thing is, those missiles on that demilitarized zone are pointed right at Seoul. And in an instant, you could wipe out, in the blink of an eye, you could literally wipe out up to 1 million people. Yeah. And if that happens and war goes down, China knows that there's going to be 1 million plus Koreans coming into their land, and they can't deal with that either. And so if you think China's going to come in and save the day, they're not. So I don't know what the answer is, but this guy is proving to be
Dennis Rodman. That's it. We've known that for a while. That's the answer.
Is it possible that Dennis Rodman, seriously, is there a last-ditch Hail Mary effort that you go...
Un didn't take his last appointment.
But I don't think they've had a falling out. And keep in mind, Rodman was shit-faced when he sang happy birthday to him, and that didn't...
The only man on the planet who knows both President Trump and Un.
Yeah,
Dennis Rodman.
Probably got both their cell phones. It's incredible.
Strange days we live in.
We are living in a wrestling time. It's just WWF, our worlds.
Hey, the most incredible deals of the year only happen once, and that's during Zot M59 Chrysler Jeep's Black Friday sales event going on right now. During this once a year sales event, you can lease a new 18 Chrysler 300 with heated leather seats, heated steering wheel, 8.5-inch touchscreen, and all-wheel drive at just $279 a month. See all the details and surf their massive inventory at dealsinthed.com. Get there.
Jay, we do have a handful of other stories, so why don't we, because we're getting late here and we've got to get to E, maybe we'll jump into members area.
Sounds good to me.
All right, and we'll do some more stories there. But in the meantime, E, are you ready for
this day in history with Big E?
Hold off on the music, Jay, real quick here, because I'm going to start off with my music of my own.
Oh, wow.
For the theme of the day, and I think you'll know it.
Well, Professor.
Wow.
Brian's song.
Brian's song? Is this for your brother?
It was on this day, 1971, that Brian song first debuted on national television as a made-for-TV movie.
Interesting.
So I figured
1971.
I'd play the music a little bit. You can
all relate.
Do whatever you want.
That was about Brian.
Recounts the details of the life of Brian Piccolo, played by James Caan, and a Wake Forest University football player stricken with terminal cancer after turning pro. And told through his friendship with Chicago Bears running back, teammate, pro football player Gale Sayers.
Gale Sayers, yeah.
Played by Billy Dean Williams.
Billy Dean Williams. I'm not familiar with him.
Lando Calrissian.
Oh, Billy D. Williams.
Yes.
Billy D. Williams, I apologize.
Got you. It was not D-E-A-N. It was D-E-E. Totally got you.
Apologize. Anyway, it was, so it was debuted. It's the biggest, at the time, it was the highest rated made-for-TV movie of all time.
I love when the violins come in here.
Top 10. It was the top 10 of anything that had ever been played on TV as a movie-wise, but as a made-for-TV. So there was movies like Wizard of Oz held the top 5 spots as far as movies that have been played on TV. And then there were some other movies. It was number 10. But as a made-for-TV movie, it was the number 1.
Well, what was the advertising investment that went into that prior to it showing?
Right here.
Not much.
Oh, I feel it. I feel
Tears
it,
trickling. Are they coming down your face yet?
They say this was the first time. Some people believe this is the first time that it was okay for men to cry in public.
What about Old Yeller?
Yeah. This was a big deal.
Gail Sayers went on to a Hall of Fame career. Brian Piccolo died.
This is like over the credits at the end of it.
Brian Piccolo died on May 26, 1963. Gail Sayers went on to a Hall of Fame career with the Chicago Bears.
Yeah, I'd like to know, how did it achieve such high ratings?
They don't know. As you, by the way, Michael.
I'll tell you, they hit perfectly. It's one of those things where women could watch it for the touching nature of the story, and men could still watch it with them because it was football based.
Well, here's the
But
thing.
without
though.
a huge advertising push, how do you even know what this thing's going to be
Yeah,
about?
there's
Or
only
you know
3
what I mean?
channels.
I hear you.
No, but here's the thing, Mike. You can relate to this. A lot, as usual, these people that the people that create the art always think yeah, what I got here is good. And these people in the high ups just
this
look
is a
at
beautiful
things
piece, isn't it?
and just go down and try to tell people how to, this isn't going to be a success or this or that. And to Jay's question, they actually did not. This is going to end here, so I don't know if you want me to restart it or if you want to go to.
Absolutely.
Okay. So to Jay's question, it did not get a push. They didn't believe this was going to be very popular. In fact, many other movies that season of made-for-TV movies that got more advertisement did not get a lot of advertisement. It cost $450,000 to make. Which was the average of those made-for-TV movies, but they claim they cite having real NFL scenes, real NFL footage.
It goes to what Mike just
real
mentioned.
players.
It's right on, man.
Yes.
It touched the women's nerve as well as men could. Okay, I can sit here and watch. This is about football.
Women were able to get sopping wet over the story, the
story of love.
And
romance.
it's sort of what networks have been chasing with their Olympic coverage ever since.
Yeah. You know what it rhymes? 30 for 30 is capable of doing that. The Bad Boys.
Have you wept?
I have
you
not
wept during
I
the
have
30
not
for 30?
wept, but Beth was she doesn't give a shit about sports at all, and she absolutely loved the 30 for 30 on the Bad Boys, and it was this is amazing. We can watch this together, and it's great.
The white and black thing, look at that.
Oh yeah, I ain't rooming with no Negroes.
It had a 3.29 share out of 48. They say that half of the people in America that were watching TV that night watched Brian's song, is what they say.
Yeah.
So popular that it actually ended up going to a theatrical debut as a movie, and that you could go watch that in the theaters, but it did not do so well.
Yeah, I thought it was. I thought it was a movie first, and then they put it on TV. Shows what I know. Thank you for teaching me that.
Yeah,
I'm glad.
Sayers' house in the movie was the same house used for Bewitched.
Oh, wow. That's an interesting factoid.
I would say
minus
that,
Larry Hagman.
I would say. So here's a funny thing. Was it Louis Gossett Jr. was supposed to play?
Louis Gossett Jr.
Louis Gossett Jr. was supposed to play Sayers.
Oh, it wouldn't have worked.
No, he was busy doing what was the pilot movie that he was in? He's flying jets.
Oh, I don't know.
It was
he was in Enemy Mine.
He was going to play it. He was cast to play it, and he tore his Achilles just before.
It's a devastating injury. Let's keep him out of the whole season. He's going to miss the whole season.
He admitted
Louis
later.
Gossett Jr. would have missed the whole season. That would have been a different movie.
He admitted later that he was very depressed over missing his big shot, but the producer, David Walper, promised him he'd give him a good role in his next big one, and he did come through and gave him as Fiddler in Roots, the 1977 television.
Fiddler, all right.
Fiddler's good. It's
blockbuster.
good, but I mean, it's not Kunta.
He's no Chicken George.
No.
This song, by the way, that you guys love so much, was a big hit as well, and it actually became like a chart, it was on the radio.
Yeah. Really?
Not up to number 55.
Kind of like a St. Elmo's Fire musical.
I was going to say music.
Instrumental.
I wonder how much music helped that movie over the years. It's so recognizable.
I contend Star Wars is half the movie it is without
with the music.
John Williams.
Yeah, John Williams makes that movie, and it
gives it an epic feel.
Hit play, and there were 3 piano notes hit, and you went Brian's song. There's that. There's St. Elmo's Fire. There's Chariots.
Oh yeah.
Was it Chariots of Fire?
Yeah.
The running movie, which sucked, but the song was massive.
Yep.
What are some of the other ones? I know there's
Dude, honestly, a lot of things.
Dueling Banjos.
To me, Back to the Future A lot of those Spielberg, Jaws, Back to the Future, a lot of those Spielberg ones
John
on
Williams.
Universal
John Williams.
have songs that, like, to me, are
Raiders
as
of the
much
Lost
as the
Ark,
movie.
John Williams.
Yeah.
Close Encounters, John Williams.
John Williams.
So what was it? There was actually something I was about. Okay, so I don't know if you know or not, but this was based on an actual autobiography by the Gale Sayers. Well, it was only a chapter though of his book.
Really?
Is the French is
He
where this
only gave
friendship?
Pick a chapter?
One chapter.
Wow.
It did become a bestseller. It wasn't that high of a seller, but it did become a bestseller after the movie came out. It was called I Am Third, and it was based on the fact that he said, where was it? God is first, friends and family are second, and then he is third. That's why the title I Am Third.
Beautiful thought,
Yeah.
Gales.
You know,
Gale Sayers.
I think that movie was special too because I don't think black and white players were like rooming together at the time.
It was the first time ever.
And Gale and Pick, I mean, it was like, no, this is my teammate.
Peas in a pod, man.
We're both in the backfield. We're rooming together.
Absolutely.
And then remember, it was just heartbreaking when Pick was like, he was getting tired on the field so fast,
Yeah.
and he didn't have his
hard to watch.
legs under him. I mean,
hard to watch.
You're
During the
watching
race-
this Hulk of a man break down and crack in front of your eyes.
Is it true, E, that Lando Calrissian demanded some product placement and that you can find, if you look closely, Colt 45 bottles strewn about the
I do
hospital
not
room?
know anything about that, but I will say though that during the race,
He
in
did
the
that
park,
in Star Wars, I know for sure.
Yeah,
During the-
Cloud City, littered
Tons.
with Colt 45.
Yeah, they're everywhere.
during that race in the park they have, that goes into slow motion, big slow motion thing. James Caan had to slow down to give Billy D. Williams the chance at passing him. Otherwise, he would have crushed him.
Oh, yeah, Khan was an athlete, Michigan State guy.
Yeah.
So
Weird head. Son has a
Little
weird
bit.
head as well.
Sayers
It's not
did-
as weird as Joe Scarborough, which is just that massive head, tiny face thing going on, which is just odd.
Yeah, he
there's-
sort of looks like Beaker from the Muppets.
Yeah, yeah. But the Cons, I don't know if they've got any midgetry in their bloodline, but there's
be.
something.
It's a good thought.
There's a weeness that you don't see in most humans.
A wispiness.
Yeah, and I'm not taking away from their acting skills. They're both great. They are. You remember Scott, his son, Scott Caan in Entourage?
Yeah, okay, yeah.
He was the cocky, when E, I think, got his own, was at another firm, and
Okay.
he was the one that befriended Vince at one
Yes,
point,
yes, I
was
know what
taking
you're
him
talking
out,
about.
and they got jealous. So
I'll just say that Sayers actually did want to play the role himself, and he would have, but he was in training camp, couldn't do it. So
You think he could have pulled that
BDW's
off?
the guy. BDW's the guy,
That's
dude.
crazy.
You don't know.
You don't put him in an emotional scene like that.
No.
Great running back, yes. One of the best, yes. But
Sure.
pull off Brian's song, final scene? No.
Could you watch Brian's song today, and would you cry if you did?
No.
You don't think
I
so?
think that I would.
You
I've
don't have
seen it
emotions,
before.
though. Could you?
I would. I
Yeah.
think I would. Dude, I watched the trailer and I got teary-eyed, to be honest with you.
I have all the emotions I need, by the way.
It's just zero? None? Are you capable? We know you have tear ducts because you
Dude,
cried on command.
I cried on command
I
here.
know.
I'm the only one who pulled that off.
Yeah. Proving to K-Dog that it's not that hard.
To act.
Yeah. I think I probably would, too. I could get into that movie. I think
It's
Brian's
just so
song can do
dated.
that.
I don't know that I could.
Rudy, I could get... my lip will
as
quiver.
dumb as Rudy is, I know now as an older man, not man, but as an older person,
He's a douche.
that it's
So you
ridiculous.
wouldn't root
but
for him like you
But I
did?
still like the movie. But it's a movie. I take the movie separate.
Hold on, we need to fly. We need to fly right now, E. Just let it fly.
Brian Piccolo died on May 26, 1963. Gale Sayers went on to Hall of Fame career with the Chicago Bears. Excuse me, scratch that last line and shit.
I can see the bitches in the studio just...
The violas.
More viola!
I hear a lot of viola.
E, tremendous job today.
That's what I got.
Tremendous job.
Oh, that's very interesting, very informative. Thank you, Isis.
I could have used
Professor.
a snippet of the trailer, maybe a
I
scene
have
or two.
I have
but
the trailer here. I just thought we already went so long, but I do have the trailer here.
There they are.
Brian Piccolo.
BDW. Look at BDW.
Story about two men.
It's got the half fro going.
One
They
white,
competed for the same
one black.
job. One was white,
The other was black.
one liked to talk a lot.
You said
Shy as a 2-year-old.
The other was shy as a 3-year-old.
Rookies got to stick together.
Our story is about how they came to know each other, fight each other,
eventually love each other.
But you gotta be at your best.
You wouldn't cry to this today. Look how dated this shit is.
Look at
human
his
interest story, Jay. It has nothing to do with it.
Dude, you'd be like, that's the dad in Elf, you know?
Yeah.
It's Lando.
James Caan is Brian Piccolo. BDW is Gale Sayers. And two guys wrestling in their room. Coach Hallis.
Down to is that JC had a notion here, and
yeah, there's just a
seems to think it's a
late
good idea.
60s, early 70s
Like you
look,
and
isn't
Brian
there?
Piccolo
Yeah,
alone
lighting to
You
things
had
and
me
colors.
worried. I thought it was something really. This is something real. Man, you're talking about a white man and a black man rooming together on things never been done before.
What JC is saying is that there may be some pressures, severe ones.
Might give you a touch of the black itis. Shit.
I was afraid to get up. I figured not everything was going to come with me.
Yeah, I don't know. It's a good movie. I could still watch that today. I don't know if I'd cry or laugh, but I don't know.
Hey, got to tell you about the Hamlin Pub. They have 5 locations:
do.
Clarkston, Chesterfield, Rochester, 2 in Shelby Township. They offer a wide selection of craft beers, most of which are brewed right here in Michigan. Great happy hour specials Monday through Friday, 2 to 6. Half off appetizers on Monday. Check out all their specials at all 5 locations. Make sure you come out and see us tonight.
Yes.
Hamlin Pub at 22 and Hayes,
Yes,
7 p.m.
Shelby Township will be there starting at 7. They've got the posters. Only place you can get them. So come on out, have a beer. You don't have to stay that late, but I know it's a work night or a school night for a lot of people.
Did you want to hit that Bosnian story real quick before I get to email? Just that weird, or we can go to members.
Well, I've got enough to do members area without that, so we can do that. Do you have that video, E?
Just because we mentioned it.
Yeah.
It's weird, man. It's something out of Hollywood. I mean, the guy's being sentenced for war crimes.
Yeah, and he was
just
facing a long time. He just like pulls out a shot glass filled with poison. They still don't know how he got that. They think that I guess prisons over there are much different than they are here, and there's no fights. There's no tension between guards and people. It's like, yeah, you respect us, we respect you. We go about our business, and so
around and around we go.
So it would be very easy to sneak something in.
Even hemlock?
Hemlock? I don't know.
Cyanide?
Well, I think they said it was like a kitchen something like I don't know.
He shoots it down like no problem, man.
It looks like he knows like
yeah.
He's just such an odd-looking guy.
It's like Russian jet fuel or something he's used to. He is an odd-looking guy. He looks like a Bond villain. I think you may have said that earlier, but it's true. Central casting war criminal, I would say.
Yes. So he was in charge of. His name is Slobodan Prejak, and he leading the Bosnian Croat army.
If recollection serves.
Yes. And it was like, okay, we're going to let you be in charge of the Bosnian Croat army from July to November. And he's like, got it. And then he went into villages and just started pillaging and raping and murdering and all that. Just mayhem. Kind of a genocidal thing.
Ignored the rules of engagement and just went for it.
So he was found guilty of crimes that include murder, persecution, inhumane treatment. He was trying to get those damn Muslims out. Get the fuck out of here. And so he's not having it, man. He's standing here. And these court people, do you have the video there? The court people's reaction is just like...
what? Huh? What's going on?
They're trying to ignore that he did a shot. You know, they're like...
For the period he has already spent in detention. Mr. Praljak, you may be seated.
Sure, we can all relate.
Stop, please.
And there
please
he goes.
sit down.
Oh, he shoots it.
He shoots it, and everyone's like, what?
The judge is like,
He's not allowed to do shots in a courtroom.
Did he just take a shot? Did I imagine that?
I hope that was Jägermeister.
Mr. Petkovic, will you please
sit down?
He'll be sitting down.
Stand with respect to Milivoj Petkovic. Grants Petkovic
Are we not going to address the
appeal,
fact that he just did a shot in front of the whole court?
522
I feel like that should be addressed.
How is he carrying said shot? It's an open shot. Like, you ever try to steal a shot out of a bar?
Try to steal beers out of bars. And
the trial chamber's findings that Petkovic
They've completely
was
ignored the fact that a shot was just
as a participant.
Someone's going to yell something
in
out.
a JCE under JCE.
Problem here. Let's show a little bit compassion. He's not in
Has he succumbed?
They don't show him again.
I have taken poison.
There's a translator.
FYI.
Yeah. Someone get
Monsieur le
ambulance.
Président.
He must be on the ground, right?
Yeah.
Notre client dit
and so these guys are like, well, better call timeout, I suppose. We'll get back to this.
World Court.
We suspend the...
We suspend.
I think an adjournment is in order.
Do you think so? I think so, too. I think that's called for.
If I may. May we meet in chambers, Your Honor?
So they get this guy in an ambulance, and they take him to the ambulance. I guess he died at the hospital, succumbed to whatever that shot was, but crazy story, man.
I don't know how he transported it, because he literally just has this open shot in his hand. And
they say whoever, brought him his suit for, he would have looked foolish in orange.
Of course.
An orange jumpsuit or something. And so they don't want him to look like a maniac in his orange jumpsuit and shackled. So you respect me, I'll respect you. We'll let you throw a suit on like a gentleman. And they think it was smuggled somewhere in his...
Corked.
It was corked or maybe saran wrapped over the top. You've seen that at fancy hotels where they'll bring you shots to your room and they'll put the clear wrap or whatever over the top of it.
I'm not sure I've ever ordered a shot at a hotel.
Really? You should do that.
Room service, huh? A shot? What? Have you done that, E?
Well, I don't do shots, but I guess if you were going to do that, you would just be at a place maybe that had the mini bar, I guess. But
I've never ordered a room service shot.
I think
that'd be a great idea.
Yeah,
make them come up there.
It comes with a little saran wrap and rubber band.
Yeah, it's just saran wrap will stick to the glass. You don't need the rubber band. It's unnecessary. And they'll bring that shit in. I think the last time we did that, it was after 2 in the morning. And it
sounds
was
very Vegas to me.
But they would have still been serving alcohol at 2 in Vegas. It was somewhere, and it was like, I don't think we can buy alcohol anymore. Well, fuck it, call room service. And they would bring you up a fifth or whatever. And I think we just ordered a few shots for, I don't know, $99 each. It was great. Yeah, it was great. Anyway, what do we got? Do we have any email?
We do have a bit of email, Mike. Anonymous writes in. I'm not sure, he didn't say he wanted me to identify him as anonymous, but I'm going to do that given the subject matter. Member content is what he's talking about and why he's a NANA member. Well, gentlemen, I've been doing a lot of thinking about the members area. Frankly, why I'm a NANA member. There are several reasons. And for those of you listeners out there who don't know, we have a members area where if you like the show, we have extra content. We're about to jump in there after this show's done and do some more extra content and post it in there. There's 4 different levels. One will probably fit your monthly budget.
Yeah.
Got the Fidget, we got the Stanberta, the Nana, and the Champion.
I'm a champion.
He's a Nana. The second highest member is anonymous. When my ex-wife and I initially separated in 2014, the Detroit Cast was there just to keep my day moving.
Good.
You might want to throw the Brian Song music on. I don't know.
Oh, no. Oh, man. Or we give him my violins if you want. I don't care.
Here, I've got it. Shortly after we separated in 2014, dude, and this, I'm not laughing at all at this, my brother was killed in a tragic car accident.
What?
The Detroit Cast got me through the worst of it while I was crisscrossing the country between work and home and end-of-life responsibilities. Then, when my ex-wife and I separated for the second time in 2016, the Detroit Cast was there to keep my mood in check and help me put one foot in front of the other. When my ex and I got divorced earlier this year, I listened to the Detroit Cast before and after court.
Man,
God.
Is the Detroit Cast his curse? Or his savior?
That's one way of looking at it.
I mean,
oh, Mike.
It sounds like we're right there at all the worst events in his world. We need to stop this show. We're killing people.
It's like Bono. Every time I clap, someone dies. Stop clapping.
Stop clapping then.
Yeah, someone may yell to Anonymous, stop listening to Detroit Cast then.
Yeah, the sun will come out again. Just turn them off.
This past August, when my ex called me at 3 a.m. to tell me that she had cheated on me years ago while I was in Iraq.
Unnecessary as shit.
Wow, what a bitch.
Selfish.
At 4 a.m., I was listening to the Detroit Cast. That's just the big stuff. The Detroit Cast gets me through hours of sitting in airports or riding on planes getting to and from work. Being a NANA member is far cheaper than therapy.
Good.
Doesn't need to go to the rapist.
No. He could go to the rapist, though. She's great. Probably help him. She deals with a lot of, it sounds like he's a military guy.
Yeah.
She deals with a lot of athletes and military guys with PTSD stuff.
Do you think he needs the rapey?
I don't know. It sounds like he's getting good therapy. He's getting good the rapey right now through us. Who knew?
He thinks so, too. As of right now, I'm on a plane to Michigan to meet all the monsters at the Hamlin Pub. See you guys there. Anonymous. P.S.
Wow.
I have a good Don Sterling story.
Excellent.
And a great Ken Bone story. Well, we can't wait to meet you tonight, sir, and hear your stories.
Have we not met him before? It sounds like we haven't.
I don't believe we have.
Wow. Those stories, when people send those in, they do kind of give you just a little bit of a boost. Like, all right, maybe we aren't the worst thing for humanity. You know, because we get those from time to time where people are like, dude, you have no idea, man. My sister died. I failed out of school. My parents died, whatever. And it's like, you were there to get us through. And it's like, holy shit.
It's very nice.
Wow. All right. Maybe we'll do it another day then.
We'll keep going. Keep plugging along as long as someone's listening.
Well, Anonymous, make sure you come say hi to us tonight if you are at the Hamlin Pub. We would, you can even call yourself, hi, I'm Anonymous. Well, I guess, is that it?
We'll save the rest for Monday, Mike.
All right. Well, we'll hop into members area and see some people over there and continue. We got a few stories left here. And the rest of you, we will do the show again next week, but we will hopefully see a lot of you guys out at the Hamlin Pub. You're going to want the poster, so come on out and grab that, have a beer, have something to eat, and we'll have fun. 22 Mile and Hayes and Shelby Township. We'll be there starting at 7. We'll see you then.
You've been listening to the Detroit Cast with your hosts, Mike and Jay. From all of us at Radio for One Studios, thank you for listening. And as always, thank you, Detroit.